involve the kids. And that's kind of where I was going earlier. But with the boy that we used, he got anointed or whatever. So he was David this week.
Yeah.
And so he was David, and he did a good job. But it was funny because he didn't know what to do, you know. And
he was really nervous last week too.
So so I'm telling him, okay, so you're gonna go out there, and you need some food. Grab some food.
I remember I heard you talking
grab the food.
Yeah. And so then you got to go. I said, go up that aisle over there, and then you're going to go around to the brothers. Well, then I said, and then you come out with them. Well, he didn't realize, so he stayed out there. I was like, go get.
Oh, yeah. He was like, come on, little chicken.
Yeah, Miles was like, come on, David, you little chicken.
But he's like, come on, little chicken.
It's so funny. It was the brothers that came to the backstage, and David was still out there just looking around.
Yeah. So.
Get David.
David, he's like, oh.
Immediately, Miles didn't even think about it.
Come on, little chicken.
That was his first thought.
So.
No hesitation.
So he comes backstage, and then Saul goes out, and he has a servant comes running after Saul. So is Dawson and Jalen. So servant comes and tells him, you know, that there's this guy that wants to fight Goliath. So she comes back, and I tell him, I said, so you're going to go up, and you're going to go to that side. I had told him where, you know, stage left. And so I said, you're going to go up to that side over there and pretend like you're getting rocks. And I said, then Goliath's going to come out from the stage door. So he goes out, and I was like, hurry, because he's about to come, because Goliath's on the other side, and he doesn't know the cue. There's no cue except for the music. And so he's up there, and Goliath comes out, and he's just, Brent is just, he was being funny, but he's just trying to keep it going because the boy didn't do anything at first. He didn't know what to do.
He's
so he's just standing there with the sling.
Stories?
Yes. So Goliath, Brent is just ranting and raving and going on. And so finally, he kind of glances over. I'm sitting. I went out and sat in the audience, you know, and he glances over, and I'm like, I do my motion, you know, like with the sling. So he starts twirling the sling. Well, then he lets go, and it goes out. It goes behind him. It hits the wall.
Oh no! I didn't know that.
But Brent, of course, he's a good actor, so he just falls, you know, like the stone came out and hit him. So.
Well, we told him, because usually we have those tiny little Nerf balls that we use as a stone.
Balls. Yes.
And we were like, well, let's not give him one, because what if he misses?
Yeah,
well, then that happened.
That would have been bad. So then he didn't know what to do. He picks up his sling, and he looks over at me, and so I did a cut motion across my throat, you know, like, you got to go cut his head off with the sword. So he goes over there and does it, you know.
Yeah, well then, so his head gets cut off. Okay, then the next segment, the person comes out to like wrap it up. Well, it's always funny when the character's dead still on the stage.
Because they're just, because my favorite thing is they're so committed. Every single time they just lay there.
They just lay there.
And it's the next person coming out talking, and they're just laying there. They're so
they like trying to roll away or something.
Sneak off.
It's so funny. Well, today Brent tucked his head inside of his shirt and just walked out like this. And all the kids were like, what? He was so funny.
My head is gone.
Brent didn't know where he was going.
That's so funny. Yeah, so involving the kids is good, because one thing is kids do like to act, you know, and they like to be a part. Yeah. And so often when we do our interactive part, it's not just one kid. It's usually
and
groups.
Like I think if you can prepare a little bit, like instead of just grabbing a kid right then, like getting them, putting them to the backstage, giving them a little bit of a costume.
Yeah,
like,
throw this on. Yeah,
they're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it becomes more important to them. I feel like they like. I think it's when we use like the boys who tend to like be more misbehaved rowdy and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a way to like kind of bring them into where it's like, okay, well, this is more important to me now because I have a part. You know, and so it kind of plays on that. Yeah.
Well, and they come backstage, and it's funny. Sometimes you see their eyes get so big, and they're looking at the costumes and all the stuff we have back there, the screen with the script on it. And
a random staff member chowing down on some cookies. They're like, what?
Hey, snack.
There's not enough snack today.
Yeah.
So the other thing, too, though, is like I say this all the time, kids on stage is a great way to engage. When kids are up on stage, it locks in the attention of the other kids.
Yeah.
Because they like our acting and all that stuff, but when a kid is up there, they're like, oh, you know.
Could have been me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they like to see that.